Alright, tonight I just decided to make a quick video here, talk about some abandoned cards in my collection. I want to go through them and explain the reasons why I have abandoned it and why I haven't gotten back to it, but I might like to get back to it. So if you saw in one of my previous videos, I got 2 DVDs from the television series MASH. Hopefully I've uploaded that. And I got season 4 and the final season. I used to have a really nice MASH book, and one of the things that these are kind of abandoned cards here. These are the MASH trading cards here, and I found those in my collection here. None of them are signed. I thought I had a few signed examples, but I don't remember. But if you want to get any MASH autographs, that ship has sailed. Mike Farrell, I think, has passed away. Alan Alda and Jamie Farr are still alive. I have all 3 of their autographs. Unfortunately, none of them are signing. So you can't, and there's maybe some minor characters, but I don't know how you would get them to sign any of these other cards because they feature all major parts of the cast on here. So you would not want to get an Alan Alda card signed. Now I think maybe there were 2 or 3 cards in the set 55 or 66 card set that might be like a helicopter. Somebody might be able to get somebody to sign that one. But those cards are usually fairly popular because people would get those signed by other people. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, something like 17 or 18 cards here. And you say, well, you're well on your way to building a set there. Well, actually, it would be cheaper to not have those, if that makes sense. Because if you're starting from scratch, you have a lot more opportunities. If you're trying to get whatever you don't have here, that's not good. Now, one thing I noticed here is I had 2 of the exact same card. And was I trying to get one of these guys to sign it? No. It's because these 2 cards here, right here, number 19 and number 19, have 2 different puzzle backs on here. Now, I think they all have the same puzzle, more or less, but I don't understand what's going on here. So, when I looked at the Jeff Allender's House of Checklists, they said that there were more than 1 puzzle back variations, and trying to get all of that figured out is just absolutely a nightmare. They estimated something like 250 odd cards, so that's, not quite 4 times, and I couldn't tell if each card had 4 different backs. But from COMC, the vendors or the listings that had more than 1 card, you could see different puzzle backs. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Even trying to collect 1 set of 1 puzzle is impossible because a lot of the pictures in the background are this. Or this. This is very difficult trying to figure this one out here. I'm not exactly sure how this goes here, if there were 2 puzzles or 1 puzzle. Let's say MASH right here, and so that's probably those go together like so. And then, like I said, Colonel Potter has got several very, very similar back cards, so you could easily go backwards here. This happens to be a pack I found on eBay, and if you don't remember, MASH finished up in the early 1980s, and Don Russ came out with a set, this is what I have here, in 1982. But the thing is that this one is $44.99, and what kind of shipping? They're asking $6 for shipping. I don't know who put this together here. Don Russ, ACG, whatever, or AGC, whatever that is. The label is inside the little slip, little on the crooked side, it looks like. I know they scanned it crooked as well, too, so that doesn't help. But 1982 Don Russ Mint 9 Wax Pack MASH. And it's not Mint 9. I mean, because there's some sort of toning on the back. Here the glue is bleeding. I know. Just aside from that, it's a good condition pack, but I wouldn't consider it a 9. Basically, these companies did either 9s or 10s because they didn't know how to do anything 6s and 7s and 5s. But some of these MASH packs are very, very disgusting condition. But why would I want to buy a pack of MASH in some sort of American grading company holder when I can get one between $5 and $10 all day long on eBay? I understand there's people asking 15 or 25, 30, but that's what I see. Here's one signed by Jamie Farr. I found another one that was signed by Jamie Farr. Now, see, Jamie Farr is 90 years old, but people have not been able to get his autograph according to Sports Card Forum. So, is his autograph worth $400? I got him for free probably like 8 to 10 years ago, maybe more than that, but I got them for free. So I mean, for free to $400 on a pack that's really only worth $5. Somebody probably sent that to him TTM and maybe sent it with a pen, some sort of pen here. It's really hard to see, but it was signed in yellow. Oh, I can get a zoom in on here. Ah, darn it. It's signed in yellow there, and it's really well done there, but it's kind of hard to see. How Jamie Farr was able to autograph that pack, he must have been able to sign many of them, but this pack here was authenticated. Now, I don't know if it's a pack, or is it just a wrapper? Oh, I see. No, it looks like a full pack of cards there, but this pack of cards is really beat because it made it to him and back probably, and just really messed up there. Again, graded packs are not great because they're not hermetically sealed, even though you think they are. So air can still get in there, and if this still has a gum in, the cards are still going to disintegrate and get rotten in there. You know, so it's not a great system there if you grade a pack there. But again, $400, $45, that's essentially $50. But if you look at packs here, there's a lot of 3 unopened for $22.55. So who even cares? You have to realize that MASH was the hottest thing on the planet at one point, so they printed packs that would be no end here. Again, here's a lot of 21 packs for $35.99 plus $10 for shipping. So that's, what is that, like $45 for, 21 packs? That actually might be worth it. A person could theoretically build a set from that. I don't really want to spend, darn near $50 on that, but that would be a heck of a deal to get going there. And then you could use your duplicates. Now again, I don't know the pack collation here, so if you're getting them all the exact same box, are you going to be getting the exact same variations, or are you going to get different variations? I believe that's a piece of Jamie Farr's face there. That would have been great to get Jamie to sign that one if he was still signing there. But again, you take one little simple little set such as a Donruss MASH set and you turn it into basically a lifelong project, if that makes sense. That's, I think, technically why I had abandoned these cards. But I basically like to do cards with whatever I'm doing. If I see an awesome game on TV and I wanted to see what's going on with those particular celebrities, watch Dallas. I was putting the card set together while I was watching Dallas. I still haven't finished that. I got kind of lost where I had left off there. I basically have to go through and organize all my DVDs again. I did get rid of some, but to make some room for the ones that just came in, so that's good. But if anybody has any ideas, I don't think they ever made a MASH binder. I know there's a bunch of people on eBay that make custom inserts for binders, so I want to just do a little quick test here and type in MASH binder. And unfortunately, eBay likes to no. It's telling me magic binder. No, MASH binder. I spelled binder wrong. MASH binder. But I spelled MASH properly, and they tried to get me to do Nash. Like Donruss MASH. And so it came out Donruss Nash, and it was giving me Donruss cards of Steve Nash instead of MASH. And I looked, and I typed it right, but then it said, would you like to use your query instead? So here, see, look at that. We've got a custom binder here that somebody made. So here's a MASH binder, custom 3-ring binder. I don't know how many people have ordered this one here. It says 2 available, 1 sold here. Here's a custom binder. Let's see what this all looks like here. I want to see how good this is here. Because I don't want to buy a binder that turns out it's going to fall apart and be all yucky there. But somebody made a binder. They want $30 for this binder. And then they also want $17.15. Again, this guy is basically taking, he's making money off a television series that's not getting any money back to the actors or the actors' families. So, I mean, as cool as this is, I really don't like to buy these customs because it's essentially stealing from 20th Century Fox or whatever it is. You know, I guess whoever owns the rights for this, I don't really remember. And there's different cover designs. Now, I guess if it was, you know, $15 for the binder, I might think about it. But again, I guess I have morals when they're expensive and no morals when they're cheap. I've just got a couple minutes to finish that off here. But if I'm making one for my own personal self and I'm not selling one, if I find an old MASH book of some kind and it's all beat to ribbons, then I might cut out some of the pictures and glue them, or some kind of, you know, magazine article about MASH, and I could make my own custom binder. If I find something that's an old used military binder, I could throw my MASH cards in there. And that's a very good possibility, or just some sort of green binder. That's pretty much it there, you know. I don't have anything really else to say other than if I could theoretically just put the set together. Again, the packs are not rare, so I would do my best to pay no more than $5. Unfortunately, you got to pay shipping on these turkeys, so you're going to be looking at least a minimum of $10. So if you could find somebody's $9.99 free shipping, but unfortunately, there's only 6 cards per pack. So, you know, you need 10 packs to get 60 cards, which is not even a set. And then you're going to get duplicates and other cards, and it's just going to be, you know, if you want to go for the master set, get all 270 odd cards, but you could be $400 into that. I'm not even exaggerating about that sort of thing. So let me know what I should do with my MASH cards. Again, I even talked about COMC, where there's plenty of cards that are 30, 40 odd cents. But then once you get that past those 10 cards, then they start becoming 75 cents to $5 a card, and that's just absolutely just ridiculous. You know, you should not be paying more than $1 a card, and certainly you should be closer to that 50 cents per card, because the window to get these autographed has turned into nothing. So that brings the value of the cards down. Nobody ever thought about that, but yeah, you know, if you've got all the cards in the world, say like, I don't know, Jay Bell, and some of these other really awesome signers, and they don't sign them anymore for whatever reason, because they said they stopped due to personal reasons or they have passed on. There's no market for those cards anymore unless you're collecting pirates and whatever. So the price of those cards should go way down, tanked, because you can't do anything with them. So damaged goods. Same thing with these MASH cards here. It's just a past tense type thing here. Nothing you can do about that. I hope you got an idea. Maybe it gives you ideas. Give me some ideas, please, because I don't get too many people. Just thank me for posting this stupid video, and thank you for watching.